Well, I think the most significant thing that's occurred over the last 3 to 6 months is really the resource development that's been going on. Right now we have 12 rigs operating on our 3 mines. We started the year with a 43-101 compliant resource of approximately 70 million ounces of silver. And today we have 128 million ounces of silver defined. We expect that number is going to hit about 180 million ounces by the end of this year. So we're quite excited about the resource development. Well, as I said, the resource development is key. We expect that it's going to grow substantially over the next quarter and then beyond that. These 12 rigs will be operating all of next year as well. We're going to continue to update resources every 6 months on each of the 3 mines. But also the production is coming along very well. In the first quarter of this year, we did 750,000 ounces of silver. Second quarter, we did 850,000 ounces of silver. This quarter that we're just ending will be close to 1,950,000 to 1,000,000 ounces of silver. So we're really getting a lot of silver out of the ground to meet our objective of about 4 million ounces of silver this year. And we're expected to hit about 6 million ounces of silver production next year. No, the share price has been quite discouraging, I think, for myself and the staff of the company. We have 1,200 employees now at First Majestic, and a lot of the employees have stock options or own stock. They bought stock in the market, and for the shares to be languishing at the prices that it's at now, it's a little bit discouraging, and we get a lot of phone calls from shareholders wondering why the stock is so cheap and so on and so forth. But we know we're doing the right things. Management is continually building the business. Everything's going quite well on the operations side and the resource development side, as I've already said. So we just are going to continue to do what we've been doing over the last couple of years. And we know that if we keep pushing the company, building the company, and the fundamentals keep coming in as they are, the share price will perform over time. Well, the commodity market is quite interesting. We've seen gold hit new highs here over the last couple of weeks. Silver is underperforming a little bit. Last year, silver overperformed gold, and this year, silver is underperforming gold. I expect that silver will again outperform gold in 2008, and I think 2008 is going to be a very interesting year for the precious metals. I think we'll see new highs in both gold and silver over the next 6 months. Well, for one thing, the stock is very cheap. We have a market cap of 240 million Canadian dollars approximately, or 250 million Canadian dollars. Compared to a Hecla, for example, which would be our closest peer group member, they have a market cap of $1 billion. And yes, they're bigger than us. They produce more silver than us. They produce 6 million ounces of silver. We're at 4. We're going to be at 6 next year. So there's a real disconnection between our fundamentals of the business and the share price. And so I think just from a valuation point of view, I think the stock is very good value for new investors. And those investors that have paid much higher prices for the stock, it would be a good time for them to come in and average down. But share price aside, the growth of the business is going very well. So you have not only a very cheap share price, but you also have very good growth going forward. We produced 1.6 million ounces of silver last year, and we had a market cap over $100 million greater than what it is today, with 6 million ounces of silver coming out of the ground next year. And we have a target of hitting 300 million ounces of 43-101 compliant silver by the end of 2008. We're very confident with that number. If you look at some of the analyst reports that's come out of Toronto, for example, First Majestic is the cheapest silver company in the space on a per ounce in the ground basis. And that doesn't take any of our production into consideration at all. If you add the production, you see that we're just extremely inexpensive right now. So I think it's a good opportunity for people to take a position in the company.